Alrighty, welcome to another cube draft. We've got a little special one today. So it's an 8-player single elimination draft, but it's all people from the Cube Discord. We've got Tristan, the sandiest of dogs, who's actually passing to me. I kind of like that. Mac the Knife, Xantos, Alpha Frog, Terabed. So all the names you recognize. I'm going to first pick an Orcish Bowmasters, and we all join the single limb queue at once, so we battle against each other, as always, with a little bit of extra incentive on the line. We're trying to defeat each other, and also it makes for a much more competitive cube. Okay, well, I took Bowmasters over 2 fetch lands, a pretty easy early pick. Second pick, I've got Exhume, Mystic Confluence, Stoneforge Mystic, Underground Sea are like the only cards that I would really consider. I don't like Exhume that much. If that was Reanimate or Animate Dead, snap it off. Necromancy, whatever. Mystic Confluence is good. It's 5 mana. It's a very strong card. I do like blue with Bowmasters because I like blue in general, but also because blue has some draw 7s and Bowmasters plus draw 7s is kind of what you're looking for. Though Underground Sea is also really good if you want to go blue. I still think I'll just take Mystic Confluence though. And oh baby, that's a third pick Tolarian Academy. And remember, this is an 8-player draft. It's single limb, but because it's an 8-player draft, Sandy's not going to be hate drafting from me. Not like really any meaningful amount. Like, obviously, Sandy might, if there's 2 cards left, he's not going to play either. He'll just take the better one. But he's not going to be, passing me Tolarian Academy, then trying to cut blue and artifacts. I am going to take the Academy. And that makes me even happier to take this because it's not like some sort of trap. Like, Sandy's just not playing the Tolarian Academy strategy. There's also Pest Infestation, I guess Trinket Mage, Itali. But I'm very happy to be taking Academy here, and probably followed up with Walking Ballista. It's great with Academy. I might wheel this Helm of Awakening. I like Ballista because it's good when you play Academy, before you play Academy, because it powers up the Academy, and it's good after you have Academy because it gives you a big mana sink. There's also Svelion of Sea and Sky, 3 mana, 3/4, and attacks draw card, and I guess there's Grist, but pretty sure this is a easy Ballista. Oh, and a 5th pick Mana Vault. This must have been a great pack. There's also a Bloodstained Mire, but especially after taking Academy, we're slamming Mana Vault here. And haven't really passed much blue at all, or artifacts, so I think pack 2 is going to be pretty good, and I really like this start. Starting with Academy, Mana Vault, Walking Ballista is just awesome, and then, of course, Orcish Bowmasters is a great card, and so is Mystic Confluence. So, very happy with how things are going, and hopefully we can keep the train rolling. All right, so this pack's also good. There's Natural Order and a Utopia Sprawl here. Sandy's probably not playing green. Could be playing black. Haven't seen much in the way of black. Probably not playing blue. And definitely could be playing white. Haven't seen much in the way of white either. So there's Brainstorm, Coalition Relic, and Zurin Orb. I don't like Zurin Orb in the Academy decks as much as I do in like the lands decks. It's still playable in these decks. Especially there's a Ramanop that maybe comes back, but I think I'm just going to take Coalition Relic. Coalition Relic is a decent card, but once you have Academy, it becomes a lot stronger, and it fixes your colors, which is nice. So I think I like Coalition Relic, and if Emery wheels, I'll take it. Ooh, slamming Mox Opal. We're drafting an all-artifact deck. This is not quite a Mox. This is a Mox at home, but honestly, once you have enough artifacts, Mox Opal just becomes incredibly good. And passing Lorien Revealed. That's the next card I want. Also, 4, 8, 9. Last pick, Aetherflux Reservoir. It is a potential. That is something that could happen. And, ooh, was that an 8th pick Brain Freeze? I mean, I like Talismans and I like Goldspan Dragon, but 8th pick Brain Freeze? Yeah, we're in for that. Brain Freeze is great in these kind of decks. I'm still open to taking Underworld Breach, and it's just a really good win condition. Also, this deck could, at this point, use Paradoxical Outcome nicely. Oh, Candelabra. It's all coming together. Slamming the Candelabra over, like, Waterlogged Grove, whatever. I like this. Okay, so now we haven't seen Basalt Monolith, which is what Kinnan combos with. So I could take that. And it's also, it does actually add extra mana with Mana Vault, Mox Opal, Coalition Relic. I could also take Asika's Chariot. It is an artifact. And it's just a reasonably strong card. I really don't value Kinnan that highly. I just haven't been that impressed. I think I'd rather just take Chariot. There's also Seachrome, Coast, and Blooming Marsh, but neither of those is that impressive. Coalition Relic can help me cast my spells here. I'm currently on blue with one black card that's very good and one green card that's pretty good. I do have Mox Opal and Coalition Relic as fixing. And I have some good win conditions already. Brain Freeze and Ballista are both great. Also, this deck already wants Draw 7s, so Bowmasters is a great win condition under those circumstances. I like where we're at. This is like a dream pack 1 for, given that I didn't, open actual power, but we still got 2 packs left. All right, let's move things over because we got a large lad hitting the battlefield here. I'm thinking of taking Primeval Titan. Can go get Academy. I have another green card already. There's also Uro. Uro's also pretty strong. I'm going to take one of those 2 cards. I think I actually like Primetime here. Oh, Ramanop came back. Yeah, I could take Ramanop here. Maybe I'll get Zernor back with very, very late. I don't think that's super likely, but I don't mind too much missing out on Seal of Removal, and we're not very close to Pestermiting here. Okay, I don't feel like locked into green or anything, but I do have 3 decent green cards. I've got Brain Freeze, I've got Confluence. Didn't see a lot of blue, but I guess there was a late Pestermite and Seal Removal in that pack. Maybe, I guess Trinket Mages already didn't wheel. That's reasonable. We'll see what ends up coming back. I don't think I'm going to get Zernor back. Obviously, it'd be nice, but I'm not going to take Call the Ring. I guess I could take Devoted Druid. I don't really like it in decks like this, but wouldn't be crazy. No, I'll just take Suspicious Stowaway. I don't think I'm that likely to play the Stowaway either, but I guess I'd rather not pass a blue card as opposed to a green card because blue goes better with this deck than green does, but we'll see. I mean, having Academy... Oh, that's a late Brainstorm. I'll take that. I do like Mizzix Mastery too, but getting a Brainstorm back with 2 cards left in the pack. Tameo is the last card. All right, Sandy Dog is not playing blue-green. I'm fairly sure of that. All right, now would be a great time to open a Mox or a Time Walk. It always is a great time to open a Mox or a Time Walk. And... okay, we didn't quite get there, but I did open a Time Spiral. Great with Bowmasters, great with Academy, just a great card. I like Shieldred too, but I will just take the busted double blue card instead of the busted double black card. There's also Skull Clamp, which is actually pretty good with Bowmasters and Walking Ballista. And of course with Academy, but I think I'm supposed to just take Time Spiral. Like, this is one of the big payoffs for having Academy mana. Skull Clamp's not going to come back. Green Sun Zenith might, Overgrown Tomb might, Scrapwork Mutt might, Saheeli. That's actually a good one that might come back. Mild argument for taking Skull Clamp to try to wheel Saheeli, but what do we got here? Oh, this is a disappointing pack. There's no artifacts here. I might just take Snapcaster. It's okay with Brainstorm. It's good with Brain Freeze because you can just kind of kill them pretty easily there. And I guess technically it's okay with Mystic Confluence, though that's not super likely to come up. I just want to take artifacts. The only artifact in the pack costs 1,000,000 mana. Also, there's a blue-white land that doesn't help me. There's a blue-white-green land, so a blue-green tap land is something, but I'm just going to take Snappy. Nothing else really here for me. This pack has Mind's Desire, has Trop, has Dream Halls, Portal to Phyrexia, Baleful Strix. These are all interesting cards. I'm just not that into playing green here because Ramanop doesn't do much. Tameo's fine, but it's not a card I'm that stoked about. Primetime's fine. Chariot's good. So I don't know if I'm supposed to take the Trop or not here. Alternately, I could take the Baleful Strix because it's, I think, a really good card in an artifact. And I have a black card already. There's also Dream Halls, but I think this deck can just make enough mana to cast its spells. I think I'd rather just take Baleful Strix, and we'll see where we go from here. Well, there's Gearhook. I don't have Magma Opus, though. There's a Black-Green Talisman, a Vendilion Click, and a High Tide. I'm just going to take the Talisman. I don't know which my secondary color is going to be, black or green. This kind of covers both bases, and it's an artifact, so we'll just take that. All right, that's not bad. That's not bad. This is no 5th pick Mana Vault, sort of action, but getting a Baleful Strix, a Talisman, a Snapcaster, and I guess a Time Spiral. Yeah, all right, that's an okay start. A little disappointing, but we'll see. Who's passing to me again? This pack is Terabad and Alpha Frog. All right. Well, we'll see. And, oh, okay, there's Echo of Eons. I do really like Echo of Eons. I don't have a way to discard it as of yet, but I'm certainly going to be looking for Lion's Eye. You can always Brain Freeze yourself, and then the plus on Tameo mills cards. There's also a red-blue talisman, but I actually have found Echo to be really strong. So I'm going to take Echo of Eons over Daze and red-blue talisman. And I guess Triplicate Titan, but I don't have any Tinker sort of things. So here has Displacer Kitten, which is a good combo with Candelabra, Mana Vault, Tameo, kind of Prime Time, that's a little bit much. Chariot, Baleful Strix, Bowmasters. You know what? This is actually looking like a Displacer Kitten deck. All right, I'll take Displacer Kitten, especially since the Mana Vault combo is really nice. I'm missing out on another Talisman, but Red-White Talisman is not nearly as good for me as one that's any of my 3 colors. It's actually the only 2 colors I'm not. So, you know, this Ramanop is just getting out of here. And then the Tameo's more likely to get played now that I have Displacer Kitten. This would be a good timing for a Lotus. Yeah. But I'm not sure how much I'm going to play all these green cards. Like, I could play Primetime. It's definitely possible. But I might end up just straight blue-black. I mean, we'll see. If High Tide wheels, which it's got a pretty good chance of doing, you know, if High Tide wheels, that could change my mind too. Oh, I do love Exploration. All right, well, I'm going to take that. I guess the Tropical Island might have been, in retrospect, a little better than Baleful Strix, given that I really am in the market for Exploration. So, I mean, obviously, it's no fast bond, but Exploration is still very good when you've got multiple draw 7s. Does Displacer Kitten work with Exploration? I mean, I think so. But, all right. So here we've got a blue-black land, we've got a Hangerback, and we've got a Snap. We also have a Tendrils, but I already have the Brain Freeze. I'm not really worried about that. Snap is nice because it untaps Academy. Hangerback Walker is nice because it powers Academy. How many artifacts do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, I'm pretty... This pack has been kind of bad for artifacts. I've only picked up Baleful Strix and Talisman. Pack 1 is a lot better. I might just have to take Hangerback just to make sure I have sufficient... Oh, I guess artifacts. I guess Chariot's also an artifact. On the other hand, Snap is pretty nice. I'm actually going to go with Snap. I don't like Hangerback all that much. All right, Overgrown Tomb. That's a fine wheel. Better than Regrowth, I think. Phantasmal Image is okay. There's also Rex Sage. I guess I'd rather just have Rex Sage here as a sideboard card more than anything. Oh, Trop Wheeled. Never mind. I like that more than Dream Halls. I mean, Dream Halls is good with Echo of Eons and Time Spiral. But I feel like my deck makes a lot of mana. I'm just going to take the Trop. Trop is great. Okay, High Tide Wheeled. So did Torrential Gearhulk. Let's see. So High Tide is good. I've got Snap and Candelabra as untaps and Time Spiral. This actually seems like a pretty good High Tide deck. I do like Gearhulk, especially with Snap and Mystic Confluence, but making mana is just always number 1. Opposition, huh? Don't think we're oppositioning, but we might Elvish Reclaimer. Oh, wow. Super late Venser, super late Talisman. I have to take the Talisman. As much as I like Venser, I just need more artifacts. I have a bunch of ways to untap Academy now. Well, I have 3. That's a lot. So doing that seems better. And I have a Ramanop. I could take Strip Ramanop. And I have Elvish Reclaimer and Exploration. Yeah, all right. Well, Ramanop, you've been called back to the main stage. I think I just take Strip Mine here. I mean, Ancient Tomb is good as well, and I guess Noble is too, but Strip Mine is just great, and this just gives you some free wins, so let's do that. Demonic Tutor versus a fetch land. So a green fetch, Windswept Heath, can get all 3 of my colors. That is great, and I have a Ramanop. Demonic Tutor is also obviously good. I mean, Demonic Tutor can go get any of my combo pieces. It's going to be one of those 2 cards. I think that a fetch is way better than Zagoth Triumph. I mean, fetch with Ramanop is very, very strong, especially when you have Exploration. You can go pretty hard. And then, even though I'll have more islands, the fact that Windswept Heath gets Overgrown Tomb is a pretty good tiebreaker. High Tide does make me want a lot of islands, but I'm thinking I just take the fetch land here. I'm already cutting cards. I mean, Demonic Tutor's great. I have all these draw 7s. Let's just take the fetch land. Oh, there's Lion's Eye. There's also Narset and Jace. I don't know. I mean, at this point, I think I'd rather just take Lion's Eye. Like, Lion's Eye Diamond is so good with Echo of Eons. It makes infinite mana with Displacer Kit and Tameo, and is a 0 mana artifact. I think I'd rather just do that rather than take another expensive card. Maybe that's crazy, but that's what I'm going to do. Oh, and there's Breach. Look at that. Genius level plays. Yeah, I mean, even though I don't have any red sources yet, even in the sideboard, I'm taking Underworld Breach. Now I kind of wish I took Demonic Tutor, but I didn't really think I was going to get past Breach plus LED. There's also a Breeding Pool that could wheel. Leovold will also be something, maybe I'm the only deck that can cast it. Oh wait, I do have a red source. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to take Underworld Breach here. When you have Lion's Eye, Brain Freeze, like you just take the Breach. It's pretty easy. Okay, so this is a couple of cards over. And at this point, I'm not sure yet. Oh, this is another tough one. Ponder Wooded Foothills. Probably just got to be Wooded Foothills, right? I mean, Wooded Foothills is my red source for Breach, also gets all my colors. Like, it's actually a 4-color land. And Ponder and Demonic Tutor are close in the sense that they're both very strong spells that help you find things. But it feels like just taking a fetch land is going to be better here. This pack has Wishclaw, it has Basalt Monolith, has Blue-Green Talisman, has Jace. Also has Chart, of course, but I don't think that's close. Escape's also like kind of cute. Probably just take Talisman here. Not a great Jace deck. Jacing back, like Snap. I don't know, Brain Freeze is fine. It's kind of expensive to Jace back the expensive cards. And I have Tameo as like a regrowth already. Whereas Talisman kind of gets everything done that I want. Fixes my mana too. Maybe I'll wheel Wishclaw and maybe I'll play it if I do, but I'm going to take the Talisman here. This pack has Crop Rotation, Hard Evidence, Iteration, probably too hard to cast, Cryptic Command. I might actually have a fine mana for Cryptic, like the double fetch land, Tropical Island setup, plus a bunch of talismans, 2 of which are fairly on color. I guess this is half on color, which is the lowest it can get given I'm playing 4 colors. There's also just taking another cheap spell, though. I mean, I do like cheap spells, but I've actually done a pretty good job of keeping my curve fairly low, and Cryptic is an awesome card. I don't think it's crazy to consider Crop Rotation either, but I think I'll just rather have Cryptic. Holy moly, this pack has Volcanic, Taiga, Sylvan, Remand, Vamp, and Lotus Pill, and I want all of them? I think my mana base is pretty good. I wish I could just take all these cards and not take another card. The rest of the pack, I kind of think I just take Lotus Petal. It just cards that make Academy pop off are so good. And it's good with draw 7s, and it's just good in general. Let's just take Lotus Petal. Turnabout, if I'm playing High Tide, could be good. I could also just take Fatal Push. I could also take Invasion to go get... Nah, that's not good. And Omnath would be my last color. I guess I have a Windswept Teeth that could fix it, and a Talisman. I don't think I'm going to play the Turnabout. I guess I'd rather just take Omnath in case I end up getting some kind of fixing. Oh, wow. There's a Time Warp, but there's also a Zagoth Triumph. That seems like a pretty good card to take for this deck. All right, Spire Bluff. If I'm playing High Tide, Spire Bluff's like a little bit of an anti-combo there, but could still do it. I could also take Loam. Loam is interesting because it's obviously good with Strip Mine and the fetch lands, and if dredging it can actually be pretty good. Yeah, I kind of just think Loam is decent here. Oh, Leovold did wheel. Okay. I think I like Leovold more than Yawgmoth's Will here. When you have Breach, you just don't need Yawgmoth's Will. All right, well, I have a lot of cards here. I mean, right now this is 10 lands. Probably going to play more than 10 lands. But we'll see. Magma Opus, sure. I'll take Magma Opus, though I don't think, given that I don't have the Gear Hulk and or Mizzix Mastery, Magma Opus isn't quite what I want. I'm wondering what I end up cutting here. I might play Escape. I'm not playing Ulvenwald Oddity. All right, I guess I'll leave Escape in the maybe pile. How good is Snapcaster? Maybe Snapcaster gets cut, especially since I might even cut the Snap. If I have to cut, I mean, if you don't have Snap, he's not a Snapcaster, so say I cut those two. This leaves us with 11 lands. Oh, last pick, Hard Evidence. Okay. Okay, so let's take the lands out, and maybe I can play 16 because I have like Lotus Petal, Lion's Eye. Well, Lion's Eye doesn't really count. I just don't really like counting Lotus Petal or Mox Opal as lands that much. How many artifacts? That's 8, 9. Oop, where'd you go, Coalition Relic? Oh, it is still in there. 10, 11, maybe 12. And Hard Evidence, the 13 artifacts. Oh, Tameo's not an artifact. Seeka's Chariot is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. let's start by not cutting any of the artifacts. Obviously, I'm going to cut some artifacts. I'm almost assuredly going to have to cut Escape. I'm not cutting Echo. I'm not cutting Time Spiral. Primetime could get cut. Tamiyo probably shouldn't get cut. Same with Mystic Confluence. Same with Displacer Kitten, Cryptic. Well, like right now, that let's say I do cut the Primetime just because like I've got enough other stuff. That's 12 lands. So I'm going to need to cut like 4 more cards, maybe 5. Ideally 5. Okay. So on the one hand, you have the Ramanop Exploration Reclaimer sort of package. And I really do like all 3 because Reclaimer has 2 really great targets. It can get Tolarian Academy and it can get Strip Mine. And they're both really good in this deck. And Ramanop with Strip Mine is of course fantastic. And with 2 fetches. There's also a Life from the Loam, by the way. Well, I'm not cutting Bowmasters. Here, Leovold might get cut. I'm not cutting Brain Freeze or Breach. So let's actually just put those there. That's 0% to get cut. I'm not cutting Brainstorm with 2 fetches in my deck. So if I don't want to cut that, that means of these cards here, and I'm not cutting Time Spiral or Echo, I either have to go back and cut an artifact, which is definitely on the table. I could cut an artifact. I mean, I need to cut all these cards, or at least 5 of them. I guess I don't really want to cut Mystic Confluence. Isika's Chariot probably has to be cut then. I don't really want to cut any of the cheap artifacts. Those are the ones that are the most critical. Okay, I can definitely cut the High Tide. That one I think is fine, because High Tide, my plan, especially with Reclaimer, is I have 2 ways to find Academy, and I will just find Academy and use that to be like my mana generation engine. Looking at this, as it turned out, I wonder if I should have taken Ponder over a fetch land. Now, the fetch lands are pretty good in this deck, especially the 4-color ones. 4-color 1. Anyways, and so this is now 13 lands, and I really do want to get to like 16 lands. Let's go back and rethink some of these artifacts. I'm not going to cut Hard Evidence. I could see cutting like a bad Talisman. The red Talisman's still the worst, especially since now I have Wooded Foothills plus Mountain is 2 red sources, 3 red sources, 4 red sources, 5 red sources, plus like a bunch of card draw. I think that's pretty good. Unfortunately, Lion's Eye doesn't really work for red source for Breach because it's like kind of hard to maneuver that in the right way. I need to cut half of these. I guess it could be Chariot Talisman. And then what? And then what is my last cut here? Probably has to be Cryptic. If I do this, because I think Displacer Kitten is actually going to be great here. I have, like, untapping Candelabra is busted when you have Academy. Untapping Mana Vault's pretty good. Even just untapping Mox Opal is just like you add a mana every time you play a spell. And then untapping Tamiyo is usually just going to win you the game. Or not untapping, letting you use it again. Flickering Bowmasters is pretty good. Flickering Baleful Strix is pretty good. I guess I did cut Isika's Chariot and Primeval Titan. Another way I could go about this is a tough build. What if I cut Tamiyo and Displacer Kitten and I put back in Cryptic Command? And that gives me a little bit of interaction. Let's go by mana value here. Gives me a little bit of interaction, and now we've got Mystic Confluence, Cryptic Command, and Walking Ballista as interaction, plus Bowmasters. That actually counts too. Okay, and then, Strip Mine is also a way to like interact with them. And I think 17 lands is actually pretty nice here, because it lets me play Strip Mine as like a spell, and then sometimes also makes up for Academy if you need to, because you need other lands to get things started most of the time. Plus with Exploration, more lands is good. Kind of wish I took Uro over Primetime here, though it is possible I should still play Primetime. So in terms, I'm fine with even with no swamps, right? Yeah, I have 4 black sources plus Petal, Opal, Talisman. Yeah, just the one Talisman. Man, I don't know. Is Displacer, like I could cut Leovold. The thing is with Echo of Eons and Time Spiral, Leovold's pretty nice. it kind of works at cross purposes with Bowmasters. Like, you'd kind of rather just have Bowmasters in play instead of both when you cast a draw 7 because you just want to kill them. But it is like a backup Bowmasters that makes it more likely. I can't cut Coalition Relic in a 4-color deck, I don't think. All right. I think I'm going to go like this. And then the thing about Tamiyo Displacer Kitten is like, I feel this deck has a lot of high end already. It's got like Echo, Time Spiral, Confluence, Ballista Counts. It's got the Breach Kill. Do I really need a 4-mana card that combos with another 4-mana card? I think I like this the most. All right. Tough build. So 3 black cards. And Strip Mine. These are all those. Is there any chance that Life from the Loam is better than Baleful Strix? I don't really want to cut any artifacts because I have a pretty good amount of black sources. And I don't really think I need a basic swamp. All right. There's also Escape to the Wilds, which is actually a pretty legit card. It's possible. The problem is it's a red card. I don't really want to add more red cards. I want my 1 red card to just kill them. All right. I do need a mountain. So if I'm adding 10 lands to this, if I go 6 islands, I'll have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blue sources, not counting Tolarian Academy or any of the artifacts. Seems pretty good. 3 forests, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, 8 without counting any of the other stuff, and I could use Lotus Petal or a Talisman to like kick things off. And I have both my Talismans are green. And then 1 red source plus Wooded Foothills is 2 red sources plus a Talisman. Wait, no, I cut the Talisman. 2 red sources plus Petal Opal is 4. Coalition Relic is 5. I mean, that's a little light on red, but am I supposed to just play a second mountain? I could afford it. I'm not playing High Tide. It's not inconceivable that I can just play a second mountain over an island, just because like casting Underworld Breach is going to lead to a lot of game wins. All right. I think I like this. Deck ended up very good. I don't know if I built it right. I used almost all the build time. That's just because it was a tough build. Like, I have a bunch of cards in my sideboard, like Snapcaster Mage. You know, High Tide could have been pretty legit in this deck. Displacer Kitten, Tamiyo, Escape, Primeval Titan, Chariot. Like, these are all things. Like, Life from the Loam's even not crazy in this deck. Like, Loam Strip Mine is really good. Is it possible that I just want to cut Leovold and play a Loam? I really do like Leovold in any deck that can cast it. All right. I'm going to go with this, but I mean, obviously we're going to be able to sideboard. See if I was the last person building. I even was. That does not usually happen. All right. Time for round 1. Let's see who we're battling. All ringers. Eight folks from the draft Discord. I do like it. And Sandy was passing to me, and I was passing to Carl Terabad. So we'll see. I mean, I guess we won't necessarily see what they've drafted. I can obviously always ask. All right, Troll Ascetic for the win. Matt. He's quite good. I would like to play first. All right, I will keep this hand because this hand has a turn 2. Well, as things currently stand, it just has turn 2 Brainstorm Fetch, but that probably leads to a turn 3 Leovold. And I have Mox Opal plus another artifact, so I like this start. I guess the first land I fetch should probably be Overgrown Tomb here. Ooh, okay. What do we got? Another blue-green deck. And I was just going to draw and then cast the Brainstorm. There's not much that makes me want to cast it now. There's, especially since Matt left up maybe a counter magic. Not that you'd necessarily counter Brainstorm, but you'd be more likely to when you have a fetch in play. Kinnan. All right, I'll Brainstorm in response. Mystic Confluence, Underworld Breach. Not a very good Brainstorm. I kind of want to put back Breach Island and play Coalition Relic next turn. I'm just not very close to Breach doing anything. On the other hand, if I just draw, I'm definitely going to put back an island. Yeah, I'll put back Breach Island. I could see keeping Breach and putting back one of the artifacts, well, putting back Ballista maybe. I don't think I want to put back Mox Opal here. All right, let's get Zagoth Triome. Draw Elvish Reclaimer. That's kind of interesting. All right, let's play Coalition Relic, or try to. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I hope it's not mana drain. Okay, well, I mean, my opponent had turn 1 mana drain up and then turn 2 mana drain up. They're going to mana drain me, and it's going to be bad. So, what am I even hoping to draw next turn? I mean, I guess it'll depend what gets cast here. I guess at the very least you could activate Kinnan, but Mystic Force. So we were both battling for this deck, huh? But I wield Candelabra. Interesting. Okay, Trinket Mage. Getting Sensei's Top. All right, so now Mystic Forge Top is you can draw your whole deck here. It would be really nice to be able to play Leovold this turn. Strip Mine just does not do it. I could play Ballista to kill Kinnan. It doesn't really seem like it helps much. Next turn, Matt's going to have access to 5 mana plus just draw as many cards as possible. If I could get Leovold out, it would stop the combo, but I just can't. Probably just dead here. I guess I'll play Ballista for 2 and then kill Kinnan. I don't really like it, but I think that removes a mana and maybe stops a infinite combo next turn. We'll see. I suspect this turn is not going to go well for me. End of turn, exile island, sure. Draw. And you have effectively an emblem of 1 draw card, which, again, Leo could stop if Leo was in play. Mox Sapphire, very nice. I'm jealous of all these Moxes and mana drains. Yeah. Not having any of the really busted cards obviously does hurt this deck. The other thing is, if I had just drawn Brain Freeze, I could probably win this turn, because obviously, you know, my opponent could have an Eldrazian deck, but we're going to see like a pretty high storm count and a bunch of cards drawn, so it'd be pretty trivial to Brain Freeze them out. Okay. Mystical Tutor for Time Walk? Yeah, sure. All right. I guess if you have it all. I mean, obviously I'm not going to win the game, but I don't really see a reason to concede here. Like, we're going to see a little bit more about my opponent's win condition. I might find out if they have an Eldrazi lurking. Sorry, dog, I startled the dog here too. Let's find that out, huh? Bum, 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 bum. That Brainstorm was pretty disappointing. My deck so far has gone turn 3 Coalition Relic, turn 4 Ballista are my only plays, and that's just not that strong. Had the Coalition Relic resolved, yeah, would have had a good play, because then I would have gone like make mana, play Mox, Ballista, Leovold all in the same turn, you know, like that sort of thing would have been pretty good. Channel, oh man, that's such bad news, because that just implies an Eldrazi, and there might not be one, but obviously I just lose now to top Aetherflux Reservoir. But I guess we're seeing a new card, so let's see what this is. Sensei's Top, sure. Are we seeing a new card? No, we're just seeing Sensei's Top over and over again. All right, that's just going to win with the Aetherflux Reservoir. All right. Well, I do want Reclamation Sage. I don't really want to stretch the mana for Knight of Autumn. Bowmaster's still great, Leovold's still great, so all that stuff is good. What do I want to cut here? I guess I could cut Baleful Strix, just because if it's not blocking, it's not like the best in the world. I could also potentially cut Elvish Reclaimer, because it's kind of slow. Maybe that's just better to do. Yeah, I don't think I want Loam or Snapcaster or Snap. All right. Let's fight, huh? Yeah, playing against Mox Time Walk deck. Meanwhile, I'm like out here with my Mana Vault that I got 5th pick. But you know, what can you do? Let's see if we can come back here. I think that we certainly have the capability of doing some good things. I wonder if because Rex Sage makes me want Displacer Kitten. I don't know. Oh, man. So the problem with this hand is if I don't draw, it's a 2-lander on the play where if I don't draw another land, I can't cast anything. But Bowmasters and Leovold are both really good. I think I keep this and just hope to draw a fetch land. I mean, Academy would still be fine. We'll see. We'll see. Mana Vault will be okay. I mean, honestly, Lotus Petal, I would probably just play turn 2 Leovold, and that would be decent. All right. Okay. All right. Talisman would be fine. All right. Talisman was indeed fine. Now Academy would be an incredible draw. Next turn, if I don't draw a land, I guess I just play Coalition Relic and pass. It would be really nice to draw a land so that I could do more than one thing on turn 2, because it's just, if he just leaves up mana drain, it's just really brutal for me. But I don't know. I guess I could have mulliganed this hand. I don't know that I'm supposed to. All right, can we just draw Academy and just be a hero for once? Like, that would be awesome. Love when my opponents go deep in the tank on turn 2, like they're going to kill me. All right, there's Breeding Pool. And to go. Strip Mine, huh? I think I play Coalition Relic here. I didn't get mana drained. All right, I'm just going to pass then. I could Strip Mine here, but I don't know that that accomplishes too much, and getting to have Bowmasters up seems pretty good. Off. All right, let's see what this is. All right, it's Kinnan versus lands is what this is. It's fine. I'm not going to do anything end of turn, I don't think. Well, I guess if Matt takes Kinnan, I could Strip Mine the Breeding Pool. I don't think it really makes sense to put any lands next to Kinnan, because, like, I'm certainly not going to put a forest. And Kinnan's so much better than just the lands that if I put one island there, like, why not just put it with all the lands? It's not like having the 4th land here really helps, but getting a land alongside your Kinnan really does help. So, like, the marginal value of those lands goes down a lot. All right, well, in that case, I'm just going to let you take your turn. I'm not going to Strip Mine here. I don't know. You could cast a Draw 7 or something. So, Mystic Forge. Okay. Okay. Oh, no Time Walks? No Time Walks. All right. Let's just cast the Bowmaster, I think. Nug you. Make a 2/2. All right, land was great. Land. Send for 5, and I'm just going to keep up Mystic Confluence. And at that point, I might as well Strip Mine the Breeding Pool, I think. Pass the turn. Okay, feeling a little better about this now. Oh, Mox off the top. Ooh, that was good. All right, that's a good way to make use of those extra lands. That's fine, that's fine. At least I'm the one with the Academy. Assuming, at some point I draw it. All right. Aetherflux Reservoir. Guess I would rather counter that. Let's get Overgrown Tomb. No, let's just get Mountain. Counter target spell, let's play 3. Counter target spell, let's have a 3. Draw a card. And if you got mana drain to back it up, so be it. All right, let's draw. All right, and Oko, Thief of Crowns. Are we gonna elk the Bowmasters here? Or are we just gonna make a food? Okay, elking the Bowmasters. The good thing is Leovold is a pretty nice follow-up, though I guess Oko can also elk the Leovold, which is kind of annoying. All right, exiling a Remand. Didn't hit anything. All right, not land now. Underworld Breach. That doesn't really do anything. I'm going to attack my opponent and Oko. And then I'm going to play Leovold here. Actually, I guess I'll sack this so I don't have to use Coalition Relic. And it's true that Oko can make the Leovold into an elk, but the reason I attacked Matt directly was now if Leo gets turned into an elk, I can attack for lethal next turn. Well, close to lethal if Ancient Tomb gets tapped. Saheeli, Sublime Artificer, okay. Chromox, sure. Unfortunate how this is all turning out. Let's just find a Brain Freeze. Brain Freeze would win the game very quickly. Exile the top card. Exiling a Mana Leak. Mana Leak, Remand, and Mana Drain. It's a lot of counters. All right. We're Okoing, Chromox, sure. All right, let's charge this. All right, time for some action. Not action in the slightest. I mean, I could attack down to 1 by going Breach, Mystic Confluence, bounce, bounce, draw, attack you for 7 down to 1. The problem with that is, how do I do the, I just can't deal the last point of damage thanks to Saheeli. Next turn, at the very least, get to play Chromox, make a token, and get to make Oko into a token. So 1 more damage would have been nice. I could also, yeah, I can't bounce the Bowmasters. Is there any way to play 2 spells? No, not really. I don't have enough cards in my graveyard for that. Could also just bounce the Mox and draw 2. And that uses like basically all my mana also. If I play Breach and then play that, I guess I kind of have to do something this turn, so I guess I will play Breach. I don't really have a choice here. And I'm going to cast Mystic Confluence, and honestly, I think I just draw 3 cards. I don't really see a better use of my mana and time here. Because if I find land Brain Freeze, I mean, Lotus Petal is actually not bad. Because I have Lion's Eye Diamond to cast stuff. So Lotus Petal into Brainstorm. Okay. Oh, and then there's a Ballista. So I could put Exploration Strix on top. How much mana can I make with Academy? If I play Lion's Eye, I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 artifacts. So 4, 7 off Academy. And then, then I can play a 3/3 Ballista. I don't have any mana floating right now, right? Yeah. I mean, that seems like the play. Well, I could also put Bowmasters into the graveyard here. And then if I do that, and then I can Lion's Eye. What if I attack my opponent with everything? And then I go Academy, Lion's Eye, 4 mana, untap 3 mana, tap it 7 mana, sack Lion's Eye, go to 10 mana. And I can, from my graveyard, play a Ballista for 5. Yeah, I mean, that is pretty good. The other alternative... Oh, is there a way to win with Mystic Confluence here? Hold on. I think I actually have a win. Academy, Lion's Eye. Get up to 7 mana with Academy. Oh, I only need to make Ballista for 1? Yeah, I mean, assuming that Matt doesn't have anything, which I think is a safe assumption. I tapped out for Mystic Confluence and it didn't get countered. 7, play Ballista with 3 mana left. Yeah, and then I go Ballista for 2. Sack this for blue. Mystic Confluence. Bounce, bounce, draw. Bounce, bounce, draw. And exile these 3. And then I attack for 7 and shoot with the Ballista. What a wild turn. I didn't think that was going to work, but we ended up getting there. Okay, we're going to game 3. This has been that was an awesome game. Even if we lose game 3, we got a really good game there. What do we want? It's Oko and Saheeli. I kind of want this Displacer Kitten in now. I'm kind of feeling like that actually would be good. Kind of want this Baleful Strix out. I wonder if the Ramanop is not actually good. Man, Ramanop Strip Mine can be good. Matt does have Mox, Chrome Mox, Mox Diamond, and Mox Sapphire. So like that is a lot of non-land mana sources. But I don't know. I feel like I should just Strip Mine is still pretty good. Now I need to cut a card. This is a tough cut though. Because now I'm back at like where I was before, which is cut an artifact, like a hard evidence. I could cut Exploration. That seems crazy, though. I don't think I want to cut Ramanop, Leovold. Is it crazy to cut Coalition Relic? Probably is. Can I afford to keep all these big spells? I guess I kind of have to. Can I afford to cut a land on the draw? That doesn't sound completely wild to me. Let's cut a mountain on the draw. Let's do it. Let's do it. Any opening hand academies? Oh, yes. Yes, we do. This is a turn 2 time spiral with a good amount of mana, or turn 2 mana confluence, or Mystic Confluence. Okay. Let's hope we don't face a busted Mox Time Walk opener just once, please. Tapped Breeding Pool. No. Okay, no Moxes. All right, let's try for Exploration, Land, Mana Vault. Okay, pass the turn. Maybe getting Mystical Tutored here. All right, what are we Mystical Tutoring for? Oh man, a channel. Okay. Do I just lose? I guess maybe I just do. Channel Ulamog. That's a Talisman, okay. Didn't immediately get Eldrazi'd, I guess. No, I just got Eldrazi'd with extra steps. Alright. Yeah, I'm just going to lose. I mean... Cool. I haven't lost yet, technically, but obviously I'm just going to. If I draw a land here, I could bounce the Ulamog. Let's see, did my Brain Freeze go? Breach is gone, but Brain Freeze is not. Okay. Oh, we have follow-up too? I should have sacked it, but whatever. What a brutal end. That's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Thanks for watching. Sorry this didn't have a better ending, but I tried. I did try my hardest, and sometimes you just get turn 2 channeled from an opponent who also had Mox and Time Walk. Ah well. Next time, I will try it a little better. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. It'll be more rounds, trust me.